Hi, welcome to the Crypto Republic. Before we begin today, if you're serious about staying ahead in this once-in-a-lifetime financial shift, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Republic. Hello, XRP Army, and welcome back to the Crypto Republic, your go-to channel for the latest high-energy updates in digital assets. Before we get started with today's business, make sure to smash that like button, ring that bell, and subscribe to the Crypto Republic, bringing you updates every day at 9 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump is back on the air, and this time he's talking about crypto. When an acting U.S. president starts discussing digital assets on national TV, you know the conversation has changed. But what he said next made people around the world raise their eyebrows. In his own words, President Trump joked that maybe America could pay off its $35 trillion debt with Bitcoin. Bold, even exciting. But when you run the math, something just doesn't add up, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we'll break down the numbers, see why Bitcoin falls short, and explore why many experts believe XRP, not Bitcoin, is the real answer to global debt and financial stability. Let's talk about Bitcoin versus reality. First, let's look at Trump's $35 trillion Bitcoin idea. At first, it sounds clever, maybe even possible, but here's the reality. Suppose the U.S. bought 1 million Bitcoin at today's price of around $103,000. That would cost $103 billion. But the U.S. debt? $36 trillion. That's like trying to fill the ocean with a garden hose. To pay off the debt with just 1 million Bitcoin, each coin would need to reach 36 million U.S. dollars. That's a 360 times jump from today's $103,000. Total market cap, $756 trillion, more than 15 times all the money in the world. Bitcoin might be digital gold, but it's slow, expensive, and built for store value, not real-time global payments. The math, liquidity, and technical limitations make this impossible. XRP as the real solution, now you might ask. Now let's flip the perspective. What if we used XRP instead, ladies and gentlemen? XRP was designed for speed, liquidity, and real-world financial movement, not holding value, moving value. Here's the math. Total supply, 100 billion XRP. Well, Ripple holds 37 billion in escrow, and circulating currently 63 billion XRP. Active liquidity likely 10 to 20% of total supply. Now imagine the XRP ledger becomes the backbone of tokenized finance, handling CBDCs, stablecoins, digital bonds, and trillions of dollars in cross-border transfers. A conservative projection would be 50 trillion moving through XRP. If just 10 billion XRP are circulating and handling 50 trillion, that's a potential of $5,000 per XRP. If circulating supply drops to 5 billion XRP, price could double to 10,000 per coin. Unlike Bitcoin's unrealistic 750 trillion market cap, this is within reach, supported by real liquidity. Let's take a look at Ripple's business model and institutional adoption. Ripple isn't just another cryptocurrency. Its business model, on-demand liquidity, ODL, moves money instantly between banks, institutions, and payment providers. Major global banks and institutions are quietly involved, even if they haven't publicly announced it yet. JP Morgan, Bank of America, BlackRock, Fidelity, NASDAQ, BNY Mellon. They all attended Ripple Swell conferences to explore XRP integration. Think about it. If every country launches its own digital euro or UN-backed currency, they'll need a bridge to connect them all. That's where XRP comes in. The world is also shifting towards tokenization right now. Over $800 trillion in assets could be tokenized in the coming years. Stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, and that list is growing. Even a fraction flowing through XRP would create massive demand. Ripple also acquired Marco, a digital asset custody platform, for nearly $250 million, ensuring they can securely handle tokenized assets and CBDCs. Ripple understands the future is moving value, not just money. Governments, banks, and corporations need a trusted, scalable network. The XRP ledger is already one of the few blockchains capable of supporting that flow efficiently. Let's take a look at some real-world use cases right now. XRP isn't theoretical, ladies and gentlemen. It's actively used in real-world corridors. The United States, Mexico, Japan, the Philippines, Singapore, Australia, the Middle East. Millions of dollars moving in seconds, saving banks up to 70% in fees compared to SWIFT. Let this sink in for a second. Companies like Tranglo, Noti, and Pipel are processing transactions with Ripple today. These are institutional transfers, not retail speculation. See, the IMF and BIS have discussed Ripple and XRP in multiple papers as potential solutions for faster interoperable settlement systems. Let's talk about utility burn and scarcity for a minute. Every XRP transaction requires a tiny fee, which is destroyed or burned. Multiply that across trillions of dollars moving daily, and you create scarcity-driven value. This is why XRP grows through real-world usage, not hype. Every bank, institution, and CBDC that integrates adds demand and strengthens liquidity. Let's look at catalysts for this breakout. XRP's breakout could happen when these elements align. Global regulatory clarity, SEC settlement, sets precedent for digital assets. Transformation of legacy financial systems. Central banks begin issuing CBDCs, spiraling debt, inefficient payment rails. The tokenization wave. Trillions in assets moving on blockchain, needing a reliable bridge. Then public awareness catches up. As people see XRP already being used, confidence skyrockets. Once regulation meets necessity and technology meets readiness, global financial transformation could happen almost overnight. Trump's Bitcoin comment grabbed the headlines, but the reality is clear. Bitcoin can't handle national-scale settlement. XRP, however, is already in position when technology partnerships and adoption to move trillions efficiently and securely. The groundwork is laid. Ripple is quietly building the infrastructure for a new global financial system, positioning XRP as the liquidity layer beneath fiat and tokenized assets. This isn't speculation. It's real-world financial evolution happening right now. If you want to position yourself ahead of this transformation, paying attention to XRP adoption now could be the smartest move of the decade or your generation. 2,500 XRP by February could be the starting point. At today's potential utility-driven prices, it's not just crypto, it's the future of money itself. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, the game is changing. Make sure you're on the right side of it. You have two choices. You can be like the crowd, reacting after the move, rationalizing why they missed it, telling themselves they'll never let it happen again, or you can be the one who saw behind the curtain, the one who understood the infrastructure shift, the one who positioned early, not randomly, but intentionally. Because some moments in history are loud, but the ones that change everything are quiet, right up until the moment they're not. And this is one of those moments. Do not blink, because the world is distracting you with noise, while XRP is quietly stepping into its final form. So stay sharp, stay informed. Your move now will be remembered. This is not the end of the story. This is just the beginning. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button, ring that bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, turn on notifications, and most importantly, subscribe to the Crypto Republic, bringing you the truth about XRP, global banking moves, and the wealth transfer already unfolding. Don't just watch history happen. Stay informed, stay ahead, and stay in the Republic.